We are talking with artist Gregg Deal, and Gregg, maybe you want to talk to me a little bit about the endeavor that was creating this room for this exhibit.
Well, you know, I like a lot of, I mean, portraiture I think is my strength, but I like a lot of different things, so I wanted to create, you know, when I came into the space I saw the brick, or the stone walls. I decided I kind of wanted to create more of an ambiance, like a den, and sort of have like a parlor style hanging, and have an eclectic mix of stuff. I had a couple of thoughts, like, you know, the old cabinets of curiosities, and parlor style, like the old school way of hanging art to showcase everything, but at the same time having a warm, inviting area people can come into. But it embodies, you know, the portrait work that I do, and a little bit of the abstract stuff that I've been playing with, and then of course the typographical treatments that I've had going. With a couple little things, and what I like to call true statements, you know, the world owes you nothing, and no one cares that everyone cares, you know, things like that. So
I'm seeing some portraiture of some familiar faces here. How did that come about? Like, in particular, I see a couple artists that are also part of this exhibit going on.
J-Roo, you know, HSK 181, and there's, I think that's it here. But I mean, these are these are my homies. These are people that have influenced me or that I have respect for, and I like to take that and put it, you know, incorporate into my work. My artwork, just like any other artist's artwork, is very organic, and so it ebbs and flows. And you know, there's times in my life where, you know, 181 maybe is influencing my work and the way I do things, and so my artwork becomes personal, and you know, it's part of what's going on. So. Yeah.
Can you talk to me a little bit about techniques that you use in particular that are kind of, like, if I were to walk into a gallery space, how would I know it's yours? Like, what is it that kind of speaks to the public about your work?
Well, I do stencil work,
okay.
And a lot of stencil artists do work that is, if it's layered, it's usually hand cut, so there's usually a lot of overspray, and you can still get pretty clean lines and things, but at the end of the day, it's hard to control the paint. So I actually have a stencil style where I'm able to control the overspray. And if you look closely at my work, there is no overspray.
Right.
It's very clean, very solid. I'm trained classically in oil and drawing, and so to me it was important to be able to sort of have a fine art edge to it, keeping in play with composition and lights and shadows, and using those things to sculpt the face as opposed to lines trying to define the face. I'm using shapes that are based on light and shadow to help define the face. And so all of those things combined, I think my stencil style, yeah, you know, the stencil style I think stands out on its own. I can go really detailed, and I'm willing to put in the time to make it detailed. So
on a side note, I have to agree with you. Of all the artwork that I've seen and artists that I know that use stencils, your stencil work is probably the most detailed I've ever seen. And I mean, you know, look at me. I mean, when it comes to overspray, I know what you're talking about.
And, you know, there's beauty in overspray.
Right,
there is
right.
Beauty in overspray.
But there is like a technicality to your work that I don't find anywhere else. Like, I can tell when you have done a piece. It's very obvious to me because of the quality and the time. It's like apparent. It's very apparent in the work that you do.
Thank you. I like it.
Yeah. Awesome. Everybody, that was Gregg Deal, and he is here exhibiting at Art Wino G40 exhibit in Richmond, Virginia. Come on down to see his work and meet him, and he's great. And go check him out on Facebook, and check him out on his webpage.
Yeah, greggdeal.com.
greggdeal.com. Thank you.